Good morning, I'm Jasmine Anderson, only in Newsday. For many Long Island schools, the state's new cell phone ban is going better than expected. It requires public school students to put away their smartphones for the entire day. Educators we spoke to say they're seeing positive changes in the classroom.
It's been wonderful. It's wonderful for schools. The kids are focused. The students are paying attention in class.
In less than 2 minutes, the creative ways schools are keeping kids engaged during downtime. Early voting is underway and thousands of Long Islanders have already cast their ballots.
Every time we come, there's never anybody here, and it's very easy to do.
More than 18,000 Nassau residents voted this weekend. We're waiting on numbers from Suffolk. Early voting runs through November 2nd. Learn about the candidates in Newsday's Long Island Voters Guide on Newsday.com. Only in Newsday, readers are thinking outside the library to get their books. Mobile bookstores, The Wandering Page and Virgo Rising, have launched on Long Island. They're a cost-effective way to test the market without the overhead of a physical store. Head to Newsday.com to find out where they'll be next. Construction of luxury apartments is underway in Patchogue Village. The 262-unit carriage house on West Main Street will include pool decks, fitness centers, and co-working space. 53 income-restricted units will be awarded through a lottery. There's a new place to get your coffee fix. Mokafe opened yesterday in Route 110 in Melville. In addition to espresso drinks, the Yemeni coffee shop also serves halal food items. Long Islanders with loved ones in Jamaica are keeping a close eye on Hurricane Melissa. The storm has strengthened to a Category 5 as it heads closer to the Caribbean island nation. Now, when it hits tomorrow, it could bring as much as 40 inches of rain and life-threatening storm surge. So check on your loved ones. Checking out your Monday weather here. The week starts off cool before some wet weather moves in. Today, it's sunny and dry. Highs are in the mid-50s. For most of us, with a bit of a breeze. We're dry for the next couple of days before rain moves in for Thursday. Halloween on Friday could be windy. Winds stick around for Saturday. It's sunny on Sunday. That's a look at your 7-day forecast.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
Only in Newsday, it's been 2 months since the state enacted its cell phone ban in schools. Andrew Anger tells us if it's having an impact in the classroom.
Our kids needed us to be bold. Our teachers needed us to be decisive, and that's exactly what we did.
When New York Governor Kathy Hochul created a bell-to-bell cell phone ban in schools, there was some initial trepidation and concern with some educators on the island.
As a principal, we were very nervous about the cell phone ban.
We thought this was going to be like mass protests.
But just a few months into the new no-phone policy, some school districts that Newsday have spoken to are seeing positive changes in the classroom.
It's been wonderful. It's wonderful for schools. The kids are focused. The students are paying attention in class. The teachers love it. The teachers love the fact that they have the students' attention.
The state allowed each district to choose how it would implement the new ban. Some chose lockable pouches for devices. Others just require the phones to be put away, or they would be confiscated and locked up until dismissal.
We thought we'd be collecting, 100 phones a day. On average, we collect about 8 phones a day, and we have almost 1,100 kids in the school.
I didn't like the idea of not having my phone with me at all times.
Valley Stream 9th grader Sierra Beltry says she was nervous about the ban, but now has gotten used to not having her phone in her hand all the time. Fellow freshman Mia Estrada says she's opening up to other students when she admits she'd probably be scrolling on social media sites.
So it's really nice, to interact with kids and play.
Now, there were some growing pains with this change, like some districts having to add more wall clocks because students were just used to using their phones, in addition to keeping some students engaged during the non-classroom times. But most districts say they found creative solutions.
Students are much more talkative to one another. They're actually communicating during lunch. They're playing Uno. They're having conversations.
Everybody was always like constantly on the screen and wasn't like really paying attention to like what was really around them and stuff. So I feel like it's a little better.
In Farmingdale, Andrew Enger, Newsday TV.
Well, there you have it. Thank you, Andrew. Read more about this story on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
Huntington band Andrew Weiss and Friends has been making music together for more than a decade. Last year, Weiss got a call he'll never forget.
From a casting director who I've never spoken to before. She said that a musician friend, a mutual friend of ours, recommended us for a movie, and it turned out to be the Bruce Springsteen movie.
The Bruce Springsteen biopic, Deliver Me From Nowhere, out in theaters now.
Bruce is like the reason that I play guitar, so when Andrew called me and told me the news about being in the movie, it was just like a dream come true.
But before it was official, Springsteen himself had to sign off on the casting.
We sent him a video of us performing. We got word back a couple days later. He loved the way we sounded, he loved our whole vibe, and you know, it was exciting to hear that he was the one watching us and he approved us.
The band only had 5 days to learn 4 songs, 3 that were written just for the movie, and then 1 day to get it perfect on set.
Once we walked in, there was this feeling of like we're ready, like because we put the pressure on ourselves.
They played the part of a different band that the real Bruce Springsteen saw in Texas back in the 80s.
It was a huge county fair scene with pies and yaks and barns set up to make it look exactly like 1982, and it was really cool to see all that.
They never got to meet the boss himself, but watched actor Jeremy Allen White portray him on set.
Each of us had our instruments and our names in the credits, and that was just a thrill to see too. That really was the oh my god moment, because it felt like a reward for the years of work we put in.
So could you guys play any of the Bruce songs from the movie?
Yeah, I think we could pull something together. Yeah. All right, let's do it, right? Atlantic City? Sure. All right. 1, 2. Well, they blew up the chicken man in Philly last night.
In Huntington, Jill Wagner for Newsday TV.
What a cool opportunity. Thanks, Jill. See more exclusive content like this on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
In fall, pumpkin picking is the #1 thing that draws thousands of visitors out to the East End. But there's another activity going on out here this time of year. You can't take part in it, but it is very cool to watch. I'm Doug Geed, out east for Newsday TV. Let's show you how they harvest grapes at area vineyards. Some pick by hand, others by machine. But everyone who's harvesting this year's grape crop likes the look of the fruit.
It's kind of your, dream harvest so far. The whites already we know are going to be nice, so when those get released in 2026, be ready for some really nice whites from Long Island, and hopefully the reds will follow suit.
At Pindar Vineyards in Peconic, they have about 300 acres of grapes to bring in every year, which is why they use this huge harvester.
It's much more efficient than picking by hand. It basically goes over the rows and some shakers knock the grapes off the vine. They go up to a conveyor, it cleans it up top, and then it puts them in a bin. And then any debris or leaves or stems that go inside, the top of the machine will kind of suck it out and throw it out.
And you might be surprised at how much fruit gets picked in just a few drives up and down the rows of grapes.
Around 3.5 tons, so 7,000 pounds.
Not far away at Sparkling Point, they hand-pick all their grapes. It's a slower process, but one that can be gentler on the fruit. After they're picked, they're brought to what's called the crush pad, where the fruit is poured into a machine known appropriately enough as a crusher. The juice that's extracted is immediately transferred into steel tanks where fermenting begins. And for sparkling wines, which is all they produce at this Southold winery, that's a lengthy process.
Our wines age for at least a year and a half inside of the bottle, and some of our wines age for up to 8 years inside of the bottle. So our fastest turnaround for a bottle of wine from the day that we pick the grapes until we're selling it is north of 2 years.
But this part of the winemaking process is the most visual. In Peconic, Doug Geed for Newsday TV.
To see more Out East with Doug Geed, head to Newsday.com, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
The most dangerous areas to walk or cycle on Long Island are clustered in one village, resulting in multiple injuries and deaths. Newsday investigates what is being done. Dangerous roads, pedestrian danger. Now available at newsday.com/dangerous roads.
See more on these stories on Newsday.com and watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and the other services you see here. I'm Jasmine Anderson. Have a wonderful Monday. More local news coming up.